The next topic in the chapter oral communication is spoken English. In spoken English, dialogue is a literary and theatrical form consisting of a written or spoken conversational exchange between two or more than two people, an exchange of ideas or opinions on a particular subject, especially with an outlook to reaching a satisfying agreement. So, we will see what is dialogue. Di means two, log means speaking. So, conversation between characters in a drama or story. The lines or passages in a script, those are intended to be spoken. Conversation between two or more persons, the conversation between characters in a novel or drama, etc. And a literary work in the form of conversation is called as dialogue. Its chief historical origins as narratives, philosophical or didactic devices are to be found in classical Greek and Indian literature, in particular the ancient art of rhetoric. Now we have seen the information about dialogue. Now we will see what is conversation. Conversation is a form of interactive, spontaneous communication between two or more people who are following rules of etiquettes. It is polite give and take. It is polite give and take subjects. Sorry, it is polite give and take of subjects thought of by people talking with each other for a company or organization. Conversations follow rules of etiquettes because conversations are social interactions and therefore depend on social convention. Conversation is the most obvious mode of communication. It involves elements of speaking and also generic skills like listening. Then the next type is debate. So debate in Marathi it is called as Vad Vivad. Debate is contention in argument, dispute, controversy, discussion, especially the discussion of questions of public interests. Debate is a method of interactive and representational argument. Debate is a broader form of argument than deductive reasoning, which only examines whether a conclusion is a consequence of premises, and factual argument, which only examines what is or is not the case, or rhetoric, which is a technique of persuasion. Though logical consistency, factual accuracy, and some degree of emotional appeal to the audience are important elements of the art of persuasion. In debating, one side often prevails over the other side by presenting a superior context and or framework of the issue, which is far more subtle and strategic. The outcome of debate depends upon consensus or some formal way of reaching a resolution rather than the objective facts, such as in a formal debating contests there are rules for participants to discuss and decide on differences within a framework defining how they will interact. Then there are some do's and don'ts of debates. So, do's and don't means what to do and what not to do in debate. So, do's of a debate, what to do in a debate. Give vent to your ideas. Follow all the rules of the debate. Be polite in expressing yourself. Be clear and logical while arguing. Be quick to the point and use befitting language. Be tolerant, empathetic, and assertive. Applaud each speaker. Be natural but do control your emotions. Use hands to express an idea. Maintain good eye contact with all the members of the opposite group. Sit comfortably but politely. Be humble in victory and gracious in defeat. And now, don'ts of a debate. What not to do in debate. Control your ideas. Don't control your ideas. Don't use an uncultured language. Don't attempt to dominate or rule over or interrupt others. Don't use non words and beat around the bush. Don't be impatient, rude, or submissive. Don't look annoyed or express extreme emotions. Don't use sheets of papers for your notes. Don't avoid eye contact or stare continuously. Don't sit carelessly, legs crossed or shaking our legs. Then don't put an accent. Don't be too fast or too slow. Don't use abusive humor that will hurt anyone. Don't include false evidence or facts in your speech. Now, the next is, what is feedback? Feedback is varied in different types of communication. It is instantaneous, a face to face conversation, interpersonal or oral or verbal communication. Feedback is not only for checking the understanding of the message, but it also helps in knowing how the message has been received. The emotional response and reaction forms an important part of the success of the communication. Then the next topic is pronunciation. What is pronunciation? The spelling of pronunciation is Pronunciation. Pronunciation is the way a word or language is spoken, or the manner in which someone utters a word. If one is said to have correct pronunciation, then it refers to both within a particular dialect. A word can be spoken in different ways by various individuals or groups, depending on many factors such as the duration of the cultural exposure of their childhood, the location of their current residence, speech or voice disorders, their ethnic group, their social class, or their education. So, in English, there are some sounds in English that probably don't exist in your own language. For example, English has 20 vowels and diphthongs. Many languages only have 5. There is no simple relationship between spellings and sounds in English. English is a stress language. Words and sentences have strong and weak parts. This is different to many other languages throughout the world. Then, when English is spoken quickly, words are linked smoothly together and sometimes sounds even disappear altogether. This is called assimilation. This means it can be hard to understand as well as speak English. There are 5 main areas of difficulty in English pronunciation. These are pronunciation of individual sounds, word stress, sentence stress, rhythm, intonation, etc. So, in the notes, we have given a table. In that table, we have given area of difficulty, then implications of this particular area, and how to improve. So, go through that table. We have given 5 to 6 points in that table. So, area of difficulties are pronunciation of individual sounds. So, how to improve? Use lists of practice repeating minimal pairs. Use tongue twisters to practice special sounds. Then word stress. So how to improve? Check your dictionary in advance of a seminar or presentation to make sure you know where the stress falls on long words and repeat that words. Then sentence stress. Try to exaggerate, make even stronger the stress on keywords. This may sound unusual to you, but will probably sound preferably natural to the listener. Then rhythm. How to improve the rhythm? Practice reading poems, limericks, etc. out loud to get a sense of how English rhythm works. Then intonation. Vary your voice more and try not to speak in a monotone. Monotone means don't use boring accent. Vary your accent. Then find out the mistakes you make. Be aware of the face position of native speakers. Try to listen to good models of speech. Then know about the particular features of English pronunciation. Have a very specific target for improvement for the week. Then some people find that recording themselves and listening back can help. Then use pronunciation books and cassettes and internet websites that can help. Then slow down. While speaking, slow down your speed. Then try to sound interesting or interested. Take interest in your activities. So, this was all about pronunciation. In the next lecture, we will see group discussion. Till then, thank you.